Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Locks of the Day podcast. This is episode number 106. I'm here once again with Zach and Andrew. We are on absolute fire with these podcasts lately with all the picks. Usually coming in with NHL, college basketball, NBA, and tennis. Of course, we have March Madness now, so college basketball is not in this podcast. So we will be continuing with just NHL, tennis, and NBA today. Like I said, we've been hot, so make sure you're tailing these picks. They're literally free on the podcast. There are premium picks that we sell for money, but we do it on the podcast for free for you guys of those that watch us. So let's get right into these picks for you. Andy, you got the first 3-star for NHL kid. Go ahead and give it to him.
Yes, sir. 3-star for the NHL is going to be the Las Vegas Golden Knights money line. It's a minus 125. They're playing the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres are rolling right now, sitting in a comfortable playoff spot, top of the Atlantic Division with 88 points. Um, Vegas is in second, in the Pacific with 77 points. Very competitive division, 7 point difference between the first place team and the sixth place team. Like every game is big down the stretch here for Vegas. Every team's in that division. Any team can make the playoff in that division. Um, but I'll make this one quick though, because the reason why I do love this pick, it's a season splitter. Buffalo won the first game in Buffalo 3-2. Tonight's in Vegas. Golden Knights are just a solid team, very deep experience. They can get scoring from all four lines. They got the third best power play, third least amount of penalty minutes, top six PK, top three in least amount of shots given up per game, and they're a top 10 team when it comes to blocking shots. Golden Knights are just a team that's built for a playoff run here, and they got some work left to do. So every point matters in Vegas. So I'm riding with them at a minus 125 tonight with 3 stars. So locking Vegas Golden Knights, and Zach will hit you with the two.
2-star. We're gonna go Predators money line at a plus 115. They're playing the Winnipeg Jets tonight in Winnipeg. This is also a team, two teams that play in the same division. Jets took the first two games at the beginning of the year. Now these teams are both kind of on different side, or actually kind of on the same sides of things, where the Jets have had a really disappointing season, pretty much towards the bottom of the Central, and the Predators have picked it up from last season, but still are not playing the best hockey that they should with the guys that they have. But in this one, honestly, keeping it short and sweet with the Preds, this is a game where the Predators are due for a win in this series. The Preds lost the first two, 5-2 and 4-1. Honestly, I would expect more from the Predators this season. I think Saros, their goalie, just has had a down year. He's given up 3.15 goals a game. He's under a .9 save percentage, which is unlike him. The guy's been pretty much an all-star his entire career, which is kind of surprising. On Winnipeg's side of things, the only reason why they really have been as good as they are is because Connor Hellebuck's played good enough. I mean, guy's got a 2.76 goals against, over a .9 save percentage, and he has a 17, 18, and 9 record, which is tough. But both these teams still on the same side of things where the Predators are scoring about 3 goals a game. They're giving up 3.9, or sorry, 3.39. And the Jets are scoring about 2.7, and they're giving up just over 3 goals a game. What I'm going to look at in this one is going to be your power play. The Predators really do outplay the Jets on the power play and their power play percentage. And looking at it too, the penalty kill for the Preds is going to be better in this one. The Preds have got to find a way to get a win in this. They aren't too far behind in the central standings. They could really make a run right now if they could find a way to win a couple games. But with this central division being as loaded as it is, the only way they're getting in is the wild card. And right now, the wild card, it's not too far to reach. If they string together 4 or 5 wins right now, they're right back in it. So I think if the Preds can go into Winnipeg and get a win tonight, it's going to be massive for their confidence moving forward. And you can't tell me that they don't have the guys and the veteran presence in Nashville to make that happen. I mean, they strung together a team with a bunch of guys who are solid veterans, guys who have won Stanley Cups, and yet they're still somehow just dog shit. Can't make it up. But regardless, Preds plus 115 tonight, 2-star. We're rolling with it. Love the value, love the play. So we're going to take it.
Love it. There's our NHL locks. Obviously, you got the Golden Knights and you have the Preds right there. Like I said, we're hot. Make sure you get those picks in. Now we're going to roll right into the tennis premium for you, which has also been hot, of course. We're going 4 p.m. Eastern time start. 3-star. Mariano Kestenboim plus 4.5 plus 110 versus Juan Varias. Now, Mariano is number 487 in the world, and Varias is number 290 in the world. So this is one of those lower ranked matches in the lower tiered tournaments. Kid's tired.
It's tied.
This match will this match will be held on clay, which is pretty much the only surface that these two players play on. Well, it really is the only surface that these two players play on. They don't even play on grass or hard court, which some players do, especially when you're lower ranked, you're in Spain or some shit. Varias is the better player of the two here. That's why he's the favorite. But he's very inconsistent. And as of recently, he's not been playing his best tennis. I mean, he's been losing to average. I mean, he's an average player himself, but he's been losing to players that are worse than him. I'll just say that. Meanwhile, Mariano is underrated and has been playing good competition while keeping matches close, if not winning. And I'm talking players that are better than Varias. So I'm a little impressed by Mariano recently. I think Mariano's playing good tennis right now. Meanwhile, Varias is not. And so that spread is just a little too much for me. You're telling me he can lose 6-4, 6-4? Yeah, I love it. And don't even be surprised if he squeaks out a little win, but definitely think he covers. Lock in a little 3-star Mariano Castel Boim plus 4.5 at a plus 110. Then on to the 2-star. Scheduled to start at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so get that in. 2-star Yannick Hanfmann, money line, minus 110 versus Luca Van Ash. Hanfmann is number 64 in the world, while Van Ash is number 106 in the world. This match will be on hard court. A little different. These are much higher tiered players. There's like a few tiers of tennis. The first 3-star was like lower tier. This one's like mid tier. Hanfmann's pretty good. Luca Van Ash can play solid at times. Speaking of, Van Ash is actually 16-3 in his last 19 matches. Pretty good. Impressive. But not against the greatest opponents, let's be real. Meanwhile, Hanfmann is 9-5 in his last 14 matches. So we're going against the 16-3 and rocking with the 9-5. Why? Obviously, because he's had much higher quality opponents. And truthfully, Hanfmann is just straight up a better tennis player than Van Ash, if I'm being honest. Van Ash is capable of winning, but Hanfmann would have to play too well for that to even be possible, in my opinion. I think Hanfmann's going to win in straight sets. I think minus 110 is a great line. Hanfmann's a fucking lock here. So lock in a little 2-star Yannick Hanfmann money line at a minus 110. Now, never done before with tennis on the podcast. I got a little value play for you fellas.
Wow.
Going through some lines, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's just too fat of a line. So I've never seen this guy play. I was just looking into his stats. And the whole matchup, it just makes sense. João Pedro Didoni Benoni money line plus 1,300 versus Gonzalo Bueno. Benoni has only played one match this year, 7 professional matches ever. But don't sleep on this line. That's all I'm going to say. Bueno is a very solid player, but also very inconsistent. And it's really not out of character for Bueno to lose a match like this. He's done it before. I see him doing it again today. And this João Pedro Didoni Benoni guy, he's actually played out of his 7 matches, his past 2 matches, he's played solid people. And the only match he played this year, he played a solid guy and actually played really well. So, and like I said, Bueno is up in the air. Dude's all over the place. So you don't know whether he's going to play halfway decent or look like shit. And he's not that good anyway. So plus 1,300, that's insane for a guy who hasn't played much and has looked pretty well when he has played versus a dude who plays a lot and is not that great. So lock in at a little value play. A little sprinkle on it. Put however much you want on it. Don't say I didn't say it, but João Pedro Didoni Benoni money line plus 1,300 versus Gonzalo Bueno. That's tennis for you. That's tennis for you. Now,
that sounds like a bad Spanish soap opera, dude. It's with
yeah,
Bueno and Didoni.
long ass name. But there's your tennis locks for you with a little value play sprinkle added on top. Now we'll roll right into NBA Premium. Andy, you got the 3-star kid?
Yes, sir. 3-star for NBA is going to be the Sacramento Kings at a plus 13.5. They're playing the Spurs. This will be a back-to-back game for the Spurs. They're traveling from LA to Sacramento, which isn't really a big deal. But on the Kings side, they've dealt with injuries all season long. And what looked like kind of a promising season went straight down the drain when Sabonis, Levine, and DeAndre Hunter all got ruled out within like a week of each other. But recently, Kings have been playing some good ball, winning their last 4 out of 5. Their starting lineup is still pretty solid, like Westbrook, DeRozan, that Achua kid from the Knicks, and their rookie center, Maxime Renau, he's fucking stepped up, played extremely well. He's averaging 16 and 10 rebounds in the month of March, so a little double-double for the man. But main reason I'm taking the Kings out with the points here is because they've played the Spurs twice already. They've pushed once with the 13-point spread, and they've lost by more than 13. So I think in this third and final matchup, I think the Kings adjust to Wemby slightly and try to slow him down. And I think 13.5 is a little bit too much for a team that's actually playing some pretty good ball right now. And Spurs are just came off a back-to-back, played the Clippers last night, which was a very competitive game. So they could be a little worn out from last night. So I'm going to ride with the Kings on a plus 13.5 spread at a minus 110. And Zach will give you a two-star.
Yeah. Star, we're in a similar situation tonight. We're going Timberwolves -2.5 at a -125. Currently in that game, they're taking on the Suns. The Suns were a 3-star last night. They played in Boston. They covered that +8.5, I believe it was, or +9, whatever it was. But they covered that. They now leave Boston late last night. They are now traveling to Minnesota to go play the Timberwolves. And in this game, the Suns have actually won both games in the season series so far, which is a little bit surprising to see. But this Suns team has battled a couple injuries. Dylan Brooks has been out. Mark Williams has been out as well. And they've kind of just had a group of guys just kind of coming in and playing ball together. They're actually finding ways to win games, surprisingly. And this one, too, for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards is going to be the only one out as of right now. It looks like Naz Reid is a game time decision, and we'll see what happens with him. But in this one, too, I'm kind of fading one. The bigs in this game for the Suns, losing Mark Williams is going to hurt. They're going to have Oso, Igodaro, and then one of the other guys in there as well, which I will find his name for you in a second. But with those two guys, they're solid players, but they're very, very young. Uh, Igodaro is only in year 2. And on top of that, when you look at the guys who are on the other side and the bigs for the Timberwolves, you're going to have Rudy Gobert, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and then you're going to have Julius Randle. I don't think these two guys are going to be ready for what these two guys are going to bring to the table for Minnesota tonight. I also think with Anthony Edwards out, you're going to see a lot of this Minnesota team just playing ball and just playing basketball, a lot of swing pass, not a lot of one-on-one basketball because they got to find ways to score. I also think in this one with the bigs and just the size, pure size of Minnesota, it's going to be tough for the guards for Phoenix to really get going because they do have Jaden McDaniels in there as a forward, and they're going to have Dante DiVincenzo, who's a better defender in the league. It's going to be a struggle for the Suns tonight. The other guy for the Suns, their other center is Maluk is his last name. He was a draft pick from Duke this year. He's like 7'2", 19 years old, played with Cooper Flag. But those two guys are both their centers, and Maluk barely played last night. Igodaro played almost 38 minutes last night for the Suns. So now this guy's going to play 38 minutes again, and he's going to go up against Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. Yeah, good luck, buddy. I tell you that. After going up against Jaylen Brown and and God knows who and Quato last night for the Celtics, I say good luck to you. So, but yeah, I mean, in this one more so, it's just kind of fading the Suns on a tough schedule. In this one, just getting out last night, flying to Minnesota, and then having to turn around and play a game basically in like the next 12 to 15 hours in Minnesota. So, but yeah, I do think that the Timberwolves are the better team in this one. I think having Anthony Edwards out is probably going to actually help them in this one, just because it's going to have them share the ball, share the rock. Probably Julius Randle probably going to put up 20, 25 points. And I think those tired legs of the Suns are going to come back to bite him in the fourth. And that's when the Wolves are probably going to steal this one. So Minnesota -2.5, -125. We're going to rock with that. And that's all we got.
Love it. There's your NBA premium locks right there wrapped up. Make sure you get those in once again. We're hot. Back to Mr. Dodoni Benoni. That just looking up that match, that is scheduled to start at 5:30 p.m. So make sure you get a little sprinkling on that. He's ranked number 1,948 in the world. His opponent is ranked 213.
Well, big upset. It's March.
You know what Vegas is doing?
They're sleeping.
Sleeping on the man. You don't put him at a plus 1,300. You don't know Dodoni Benoni. We do. We do. But you boys got anything else?
I'm good.
All set. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Locks of the Day podcast, episode number 106. We just gave you some nasty NHL tennis and NBA picks. Make sure you get all those in. I'll say it again. We are hot. Those picks are free. Those are our premium picks. Those are our best picks of the day. Get those in, fellas. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. Peace.